Man, 2025's been wild. We've had everything from city builders to hack and slash, stealth, and big action adventures. I've put together my top 10 so you don't have to dig around. Hey guys, it's Mr. Apollo, here we go. Anno 117, Pax Romana puts you in charge as a Roman governor or rebel Celt, shaping the empire's destiny. Set in the golden age of Rome, you'll choose between Latium, the heart of the empire, or Albion, a wild frontier, deciding whether to serve Caesar or challenge him. It's the earliest setting in the entire Anno franchise, even earlier than Anno 1800. For the first time, roads can be built diagonally, ships can be customized with sails, oars, or catapults, and production buildings affect their neighbors for better or worse. Citizens bring optional needs, the discovery tree unlocks new tech, and gods grant unique powers. Critics are calling it ambitious, engaging, and a bold step forward, while fans are hyped for the long-awaited Roman era. With deeper diplomacy, new strategy layers, and mod support from day one, Anno 117 is set to be a landmark city builder when it launches November 13th, 2025. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is a modern remake of the classic 2004 stealth action game. Developed by Konami with support from Virtuos and supervised by veterans Noriaki Okamura and Yuji Korakado, it reimagines the original story and tone using Unreal Engine 5. Core survival and stealth systems return, including camouflage, injury treatment, and resource management. Visual upgrades include real-time wound effects and highly detailed environments, while dual gameplay styles, modern and legacy, let players choose between updated controls or the classic setup. One standout detail is the return of the hidden Guy Savage minigame, reimagined with a gothic style by Platinum Games. Fans of espionage and cinematic storytelling will find Delta both faithful to Snake Eater's legacy and revitalized with modern design. Painkiller returns as a modern reimagining developed by Anshar Studios and co-published by 3D Realms and Saber Interactive. Set in Purgatory's gothic arenas, you carve through demonic hordes with a brutal arsenal, including a modern take on the stake gun, while progressing through mission-based sorties designed for solo play or up to 3-player co-op. Combat emphasizes fast, arena-style firefights, crowd control, and weapon experimentation. Runs earn resources you spend back at a hub to unlock gear upgrades and modifiers, pushing you toward higher difficulty expeditions and tougher enemy variants. Originally teased in 2021 under Saber and Prime Matter, the reboot surfaced in 2025, with Anshar as developer and 3D Realms joining as publisher alongside Saber. Fans of old-school arena shooters who want modern co-op structure and relentless pace will find a faithful but refreshed take on demon slaying. Kingmakers is an action strategy sandbox by Redemption Road Games, where a modern soldier is sent back to 15th century England during the Wars of the Roses. Players can choose to side with rival factions and directly alter the course of history across a campaign with multiple possible outcomes. The game blends third-person combat with large-scale strategy. Modern firearms, explosives, and vehicles can be unleashed on medieval battlefields, while players command armies of archers, swordsmen, and cavalry. Cooperative play for up to 4 people adds another layer of tactical depth. What sets Kingmakers apart is its scope, seamlessly mixing shooter mechanics, real-time strategy, and historical reimagining. A live-action film is also in development, highlighting how ambitious the project has become. Fans of large-scale battles and unique genre mashups will find Kingmakers an experience unlike anything else. Little Nightmares 3 is a puzzle platform horror adventure developed by Supermassive Games. It follows 2 new characters, Low and Alone, trapped in a twisted realm called the Spiral. Working together, either online with a friend or alongside an AI partner, they must explore eerie locations, solve puzzles, and survive lurking monsters. Gameplay keeps the franchise's tense, side-scrolling style. Low carries a bow for ranged actions, while Alone uses a wrench to interact with the environment. The introduction of online co-op is a first for the series, allowing both players to experience the nightmare together. Unlike the earlier games by Tarsier Studios, this entry is made by Supermassive Games, known for Until Dawn. That shift brings cinematic expertise while preserving the unsettling tone. For fans of atmospheric platformers that mix psychological horror with cooperation, Little Nightmares 3 promises a chilling new chapter. Where Winds Meet is an open-world wuxia-inspired RPG set in China's turbulent 5 Dynasties and 10 Kingdoms period. You play as a young swordmaster exploring over 20 varied regions filled with striking landscapes, dynamic NPCs, and branching choices that shape your destiny as either a noble hero, a wandering scholar, or a feared outlaw. Combat blends motion-captured martial arts with mystical techniques. Weapons range from glaives and dual blades to fans and umbrellas, while 40 martial mystic arts, such as Tai Chi and Lion's Roar, allow you to create a unique combat style that combines grounded realism with cinematic flair. The scope is remarkable. The game has already surpassed 30 million downloads in China and offers more than 150 hours of story-driven content, co-op team runs, and a shared online world. For fans of expansive role-playing adventures grounded in Chinese culture, Where Winds Meet promises a mix of exploration, narrative depth, and stylish martial combat. Arc Raiders is a PvP-VE extraction shooter from Embark Studios, set in a future where humanity has been forced underground after machines known as Arc claim the surface. As a raider, you venture topside to scavenge resources while battling robotic swarms and rival squads. Missions play out as timed raids where you gather loot, survive escalating threats, and attempt extraction before losing everything. Back in the underground base of Speranza, scavenged materials can be traded, crafted into new gear, and invested in upgrades, creating a loop of risk and reward. Originally revealed as a co-op shooter, the project was reworked into a full extraction experience with PvP-VE mechanics. Fans of high-stakes shooters and tactical teamwork will find Arc Raiders a tense blend of survival, looting, and player versus world combat. High on Life 2 is the sequel to Squanch Games' comedy-driven first-person shooter, sending players back into a chaotic universe of alien crime lords, bizarre worlds, and talking weapons. This time, you play a bounty hunter chasing across the galaxy to rescue your kidnapped sister, with new skateboard-style traversal and expanded alien firepower. Combat builds on the original with surreal weaponry, including a rifle called the Sheath that doubles as a zipline, while returning Gatlins bring back their trademark banter. Exploration now features larger hub zones and branching missions, giving players more freedom in how they approach objectives. This is for players who enjoy fast-paced FPS action mixed with irreverent humor and unpredictable worlds. Interestingly, it's the first Squanch Games project developed entirely without co-creator Justin Roiland, making it a major test of how the series' humor and identity can evolve on its own. Hollow Knight Silksong is the long-awaited sequel from Team Cherry, this time starring Hornet as the main character. The story takes place in the mysterious kingdom of Farloom, a land filled with coral forests, misted moors, and ornate cities. Hornet's faster, more acrobatic style makes traversal smoother and more vertical compared to the original game. Gameplay introduces new systems, replacing charms with crafted tools and using silk for rapid healing in combat. The world is larger and more quest-driven, with over 200 enemies, more than 40 bosses, and close to 100 benches to discover. The variety of environments and the expanded mechanics set it apart as a full evolution of the original Hollow Knight. This game is built for players who love challenging precision platforming and deep exploration. Did you know that Silksong was originally planned as a small DLC before growing into a full sequel, giving Hornet her own expansive adventure? In The Outer Worlds 2, Obsidian returns to its satirical take on corporate-ruled space, this time in the colony of Arcadia. A rift in space-time threatens the system, while rival powers, including the Protectorate and the mega-corporation Anti's Choice, fight for control. Players step into the role of an Earth Directorate agent, shaping events through choices and allegiances. The sequel keeps the first-person perspective, but sharpens nearly every system. Gunplay is more responsive, dialogue options carry greater weight, and the perks and flaws system has been rebuilt for deeper role-playing. Science weapons return with even wilder effects, adding unpredictability to combat and exploration. One notable fact is the involvement of Fallout co-creator Tim Kaine, who returned as a consultant. His input helps ensure the sequel captures the quirky humor and layered design of the first game while expanding into a larger, more reactive world. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is an action RPG set in a neo-noir version of Seattle. Players take on the role of Fire, an elder vampire who awakens after a century of slumber, drawn into a city divided by clans and struggling for control in the shadows. Combat shifts between first and third person, combining melee, ranged weapons, and supernatural disciplines. Abilities include Blood Curse, Possession, Recall, and Hypnosis, while clan choice Brujah, Tremere, Banu Hakim, or Ventru shapes playstyle and interactions. Toreador and La Sombra are also available as DLC options. An interesting fact is that development was restarted under the Chinese room after years of delays and the removal of the original studio, making this the first major RPG from a team best known for narrative-driven games like Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Ninja Gaiden 4 continues the hack-and-slash series with a new chapter from Team Ninja and Platinum Games. Set in a futuristic Tokyo where the Dark Dragon has returned, players step into the role of Yakumo, a ninja who uses the Blood Raven form to forge weapons from his own blood. Ryu Hayabusa also returns as both a playable character and a central figure in Yakumo's journey, with signature moves like the Azuna Drop and Flying Swallow. Combat merges Platinum Games' high-speed style with Team Ninja's precision, while new rail and wire traversal mechanics bring greater mobility and intensity. This marks the first time Platinum Games has co-developed a Ninja Gaiden title, a collaboration critics say injects a fresh energy into the franchise. With a mix of a new protagonist, the return of a series icon, and expanded mechanics, Ninja Gaiden 4 stands as one of the most ambitious entries in the saga. Crimson Desert is an open-world action-adventure set on the war-torn continent of Paiwol. You play as Cliff McDuff, a mercenary leader drawn into a bitter power struggle after the king falls into a coma, forcing you to carry a band of allies and confront rising chaos. Combat blends chaotic melee, horseback archery, and sandbox interactions, from climbing and fishing to supernatural boss fights and resource management. The world is richly varied, with frozen mountain passes, lush forest, political intrigue, and a range of activities that fuel exploration and survival. Crimson Desert began as a prequel to Black Desert Online, but evolved into its own standalone title built on Pearl Abyss's proprietary Black Space engine, now optimized for stunning visuals and deep single-player storytelling. For fans who want dark fantasy, cinematic combat, and immersive open-world freedom, Crimson Desert looks poised to deliver an unforgettable solo journey. Battlefield 6 is the 18th entry in the series, developed by DICE, Criterion, Motive, and Ripple Effect under the banner of Battlefield Studios. Set in 2027, the story follows a fractured NATO squaring off against the private military force Pax Romana. Multiplayer returns with class-based squads and a new kinesthetic combat system that lets soldiers lean, mount weapons, drag allies, and revive on the move. Maps cover global hotspots like Cairo, Gibraltar, and New York, with large-scale vehicles, destructible environments, 9 launch maps, and both classic and experimental modes. It's also the first Battlefield built on a fully reworked Frostbite engine, delivering advanced movement, destruction, and physics. For fans of cinematic firefights and massive team battles, Battlefield 6 aims to push the series into its most dynamic form yet. Ghost of Yōtei is a standalone open-world action-adventure from Sucker Punch Productions, set in 1603 Hokkaido, more than 300 years after Ghost of Tsushima. You play as Atsu, a ronin who becomes the ghost to hunt the Yōtei Six, the outlaws who destroyed her family. Combat blends stealth and swordplay with expanded weapons, including dual katanas, odachi, kusarigama, yari, and early firearms. Exploration is shaped by grappling hooks, dynamic weather with snow and auroras, and side activities like painting, bathing in onsens, and camping. To ensure authenticity, the studio visited Hokkaido, recorded natural sounds, and worked with Ainu cultural advisors. Fans of samurai tales, richly detailed open worlds, and revenge-driven stories will find Ghost of Yōtei a striking return to feudal Japan.